Good morning, how are we all doing? I'm up quite early today. I've got the day off work because today I'm going home for the weekend. Home as in parents' house home. I was meant to be going last night, straight after work, but Storm Doris ruined my plans. Loads of trains were delayed because of the bad weather. In fact, my train wasn't even delayed, it was just cancelled. Don't know exactly why. Gonna get the first train this morning, which is at 3 minutes past 8 from King's Cross, which is in 1 hour. I'm also taking a suitcase full of stuff home with me because this is a lot of stuff that I don't need anymore. It's got some pans in which don't work anymore because this is an induction hob. They were my parents' pans originally, so I'm just going to turn up today with a case full of pans. Surprise, have your pans back. It's got a lot of bedding in as well. This flat came with bedding, sheets and duvets and things, which is a bit weird, but fine. And my bed in my room is a king-size bed, so none of this old stuff even fits. So I'm just going to leave it at home. There's more space there. It's got some other bits and pieces in. And also, Claudio is coming with me. So it would be a good idea to get a lift up from the tube to the station. They split it into 3 separate lifts that you have to get. This is taking ages. Obviously we don't have seats on this train because our train was meant to be yesterday. Hopefully it's not ridiculously busy and we do have somewhere to sit. Not too many people waiting. A good start. Oh, the train's delayed by half an hour. Brilliant. I'm going to end up with like 2 hours at home, then we'll have to get the bus back. Oh yeah, that's the thing, we're getting a bus back, not a train back. But that's on Sunday. It's quite cold here in the station this morning. Luckily I brought my hat. I've still got like 20 minutes, so I've just got my laptop out and doing some work. Multiple trains to the north have just been cancelled. Fingers crossed ours doesn't get cancelled, but it's not looking too hopeful. The train has arrived, they've announced the platform. Perfect. Well, not perfect because it's half an hour delayed and it's not the right day, but we'll get there at least. Yeah, we got seats, it's all good. As usual, the table's like a mile away from me. Claudio's got the new AirPods. I'm getting used to them, they don't look as weird anymore when people wear them. I've still got my old style jack headphones. A lot more convenient though because it works with all of my things. I've got an everyday value breakfast. I've also got this one if that one's horrible. It's not bad actually. These trains have really old-fashioned manually opening doors. You have to slide the window down and then open it by the handle on the outside. Then at every station the train guard has to go all the way up and close them all again. We seem to be stopped and you can just look out the window. It's very odd that you could just open the window on a moving train. This was my school on the left. It's always nice to be back home. Shame I'm only here for 2 nights. It was obviously meant to be 3 nights, which wasn't even a long time to start with, but 2 is better than none. My room is not the same as it used to be though, very empty. I brought my old projector back here. It's a bit rubbish now. I've had it for like 10 years. But it's not doing anything in London because I bought a new one. I didn't buy a new one in London, I bought a new one like 5 years ago. And I've just been carrying this around with me everywhere I go. That's where my newer one was. The cables are still hanging there, it's very sad that I can't have it on the ceiling now. Still got my projector screen up here as well. So when I am back, I can use this old one to watch films on here. And that should be a bit better than just using my laptop screen. Currently going through all of my cables that are left here. As if I didn't already have enough in London, I've got like another 5,000 cables from devices. I don't even know what most of them are from, but they're all here. I need some more. I need a couple of Ethernet cables, a couple of power cables, because Claudio has a lot of stuff which only has Swiss plugs, and a couple of speaker cables. So I'm going to take those back to London with me. Next task is to sort out this old laptop. So this is a laptop that I bought a lot of years ago now, before I got my MacBook Pro. But then I got my MacBook Pro shortly afterwards and I didn't need two laptops, so I haven't really used it much since. It's obviously a Dell laptop, it has Windows 7 I think on it, but it hasn't been turned on for years. The power button doesn't seem to do anything. We're going to plug it in, and if it still works okay, I'm just going to let my parents use it, because they currently have a PC from 2006, so it's 11 years old, and as you can imagine, it's not really great anymore. So this is not brand new, and it's a bit of a like hefty laptop, so it's not amazing, but it's an upgrade, so let's just see if it works anyway. Oh, the light came on. Perfect. Resuming Windows, as I've been hibernated for like 3 years. Windows 7 Home Premium, there we go. Let's come straight back on to Series 10, Episode 18 of Waterloo Road. Was apparently the last thing I used this for. I found my old case of like home movies. This is all the stuff I made before YouTube existed. It's a lot of like family holidays where I edited the videos. It's a lot of things from my made up cinema that I had in my room. I'm gonna show Claudio one of my early things. This was called The Magic Bump. Me when I was like 2 years old trying to act. It's really bad but really funny to watch now. The storyline was I got a bump on the head and then I was great at playing the piano. That's the same keyboard that I've still got in my room now. All my stuff I've just kept for years and years and years because it doesn't seem to break. This seems to work. It's probably got a year's worth of updates to install, so we're going to try that. I'm going to try to upgrade it to Windows 10. You can still apparently do it for free if you go to the Assistive Technologies page. People who use the accessibility features get a free upgrade, so fine, I can use those. A while ago in vlogs, I mentioned that Alfie, our dog, had cancer. We found lumps on the back of his back legs and took him to the vet. And got told that he's got cancer. He probably only has a couple of months to live. So we were all very upset. It was horrible at the time, and I never really mentioned it since then. So I thought I should like just bring this up again and talk about what happened. We had a few options that the vet gave to us. We could have had his legs amputated, but it was both of his back legs, and he was already like 9 years old. And he was a big dog, so that seemed quite unfair to do. He could have had chemotherapy, things like that, which humans would get, but it wouldn't have like extended his life too much. Also just seemed really unfair to do to him. So we made the decision to not do anything, which was a horrible decision to make, just to decide to not do anything to help him. But it was absolutely the right decision, because a year and a half later, and he's still here, aren't you? He's still doing fine. After a year, we took him back to the vet, and they couldn't believe that he was okay. I think they still think he's got cancer, but it's not as aggressive as they thought it would be. So this is Alfie. This is our 10-year-old dog. He's a golden retriever. And he needs to go for a walk, don't you, Alfie? Oh, you like the sound of that? Alfie! Alfie, come on! It's been raining a lot over the last couple of days. Alfie! Chasing birds. It's been raining a lot, so it's quite muddy in the park. So we're probably going to have to give him a good clean when we get back, but Alfie gets 2 walks a day. He has done his whole life. He always likes to run around this corner and get up there as fast as possible because somebody who lives up there throws bread over their fence. Now they probably think they're throwing it over so birds can eat it and they're doing a good thing, but A, birds don't eat it, Alfie eats it. He goes looking for this bread. And B, they don't throw bits of bread over, they throw whole slices of bread over their fence. So if you're the idiot throwing whole slices of bread over your fence and have been doing so for the last 10 years, dogs eat them. It's not good for dogs. It's obviously not good for birds. So stop doing it, please. Are you tired now? Alright there, Alfie. I think we tired him out too much on the walk. I have Gray's snacks delivered here from work. I can just send them for free. So every time I come home I can't escape them either. But there is a honeycomb flapjack in there, and they're very nice. They're really good when they're fresh. When they're really fresh, they're delicious, but they go very dry, I must admit.
The bad news is, this is a Charles Dickens question, and the chaser will be all over this. Whack with squeers. Alright, here we go. Chaser has put.
Can you not quite reach that?
Find out in a minute.
He likes to play pass with this. But he's not very good at it. Don't bark. Well, this is going to take forever. That's on 12%. That's Windows 10 installing. Next thing I want to do is try to get an installation of Ubuntu on an old server that I've got here. And what I might do is take it to London on Sunday and use it as a media server. I already have a NAS doing backups. I've got a lot of data to back up because of doing videos. I'll show all of this setup in another video soon. But I might take a media server to put like films and stuff like that on, which can then be streamed to the TV and to PlayStations and to computers, because that seems kind of cool. But it needs an operating system. I want to try out Plex on it. I want to see if it can stream 4K content over the network okay, or whether the CPU is not good enough to handle that. But I want to install Ubuntu server. What I've got here is a 256 megabyte flash drive, and this isn't big enough to put on an operating system. So what I'm going to try to do is download the mini version of the latest version of Ubuntu server, which then downloads everything from the internet. Let's give this a go. It hasn't mounted. That's not a great start. Oh, Claudio's made it work. Oh, you need to hold it at a funny angle for it to do anything. Okay. Shall I try to make that work then?
Sure.
Pass it back, I'll just hold it up. Oh yeah, this is never gonna work.
Why? This seems like the best way to install an operating system.
Yeah, let's not try this. This is ridiculous. This is the HP server. I probably have a video about this on YouTube somewhere. I can't remember the model. It can take like 4 hard drives inside. It's got 2 in at the minute. No, actually I think it's got 3, and I think it's got 2 1TB drives, and it's got the original like 256GB drive that it came with. The 2 1TB drives are the original ones that were in one of my external drives. I had a Western Digital MyBook Duo thing, whatever it's called, the one with 2 drives inside, and I upgraded that one to have 2 2TB drives. So the original 2 1TB drives are in this thing, but this has nothing on it. I can't even remember what operating system is installed, but let's find out. And that's annoying, it comes on as soon as you plug in a power cable. Hey, what is installed on this thing? It's got 4GB of RAM. We should have an old keyboard here which is plugged in. Look at this. This is from our first computer, which we actually still own. It's still in the loft upstairs. As far as I'm aware, it still works, still runs Windows XP, just very slowly. Alright, this is booting something. Oh, it's got NAS for free on it. This is what I use on my other NAS. It sounded very unhealthy there.
Does this work? Yes.
Yes, we have internet on it. We've got shell access from NAS for free. I'm just going to assume there's no important data on this thing, because I can't even remember installing it. It doesn't have apt-get.
Yeah. What does it run?
FreeBSD. Probably doesn't really have anything.
I'm sure it must have. No.
Right, we might struggle to use this shell to install anything. Okay, we've burnt Ubuntu to a CD. Having a very nostalgic evening here. These like 10-year-old CDs, it's amazing this will work. Alright, I guess I need to turn it on, then put the CD in, then reboot it to get it to boot from the CD. CD drive doesn't really work anymore. I've just taken the side off this to see what's going on inside. The USB drive, the cable wasn't fully pushed in, so maybe that's why it wasn't booting from there. It actually has 4 hard drives inside, but more importantly, there's a flash drive inside. It has a USB port, and I think this must be what the operating system is installed onto. Not sure if I'd want to install the new operating system onto this because we want good performance now, but we could try it. The goal here is to test whether it can stream 4K content over the network and like encode everything in real time, because if it's not good enough for 4K content, it's not going to make the best media server, because currently we've got a 4K TV, but it's difficult to watch 4K content because we don't pay for any content providers that provide it. There's Netflix, which we could get, but there's not much on Netflix. We're more likely going to download 4K content from the internet using like a laptop, but then there's no way to play that on the TV because you can't do it through HDMI, you can't do it through like AirPlay, you can't do it from a USB flash drive plugged into the TV. None of these options work with our TV and our laptops. So to have a media server doing it over the network, that would work, but we need a computer powerful enough. And maybe this is it. This is what we need to test. A lot of empty space in this. Doesn't need to be so big. So I upgraded to Windows 10. That worked. That's really cool that you can do that for free. And it's really easy. But I'm going to do a fresh install now, which it lets me do now that it's upgraded to Windows 10. Because if I'm giving it to my parents, there's no need to keep all of the old software that I installed over like the few years I used it. Update. We're installing Ubuntu server onto this flash drive using UNet booting. This is a very techie Friday night. Gonna leave these two doing their things, go for dinner, get nice food when I come home because I don't have to make it. Mince and dumplings for dinner. None for you though, Alfie. Okay, back to installing operating systems. We've just got a flashing underscore. Right, let's try plan F. What's plan F? I've just found my old school planner that I had, and it's just so organised. All my homework and everything I was doing was written in here. And I used to do this thing where when everything on a day was complete, I'd tick every box and then tick the bottom bit, and then when I'd done that for every day in the week, I'd put a tick here. And this is like consistently done on every single page, even the half-term pages, all the way through. In the front, it's got a personal attendance record, which is kept perfectly up to date for every day of the year. I even added more things to the key so I could be even more specific. I was a very organised pupil, but we've tried creating a bootable USB stick from Windows instead of OS 10, and that seems to work. Cool. Expert install. Do we just want normal install?
I suppose so. I mean, that's already command line based, surely.
There's default install, command line install, expert install, command line expert install, or install Ubuntu server.
This one seems the most...
I mean, that's the most descriptive of what we're trying to do. That's not a good
failed
start.
To get error.
The first word was failed. Still having a wild Friday night. The installation failed again. It warned us at the beginning that we used UNet booting or something to create the thing, which we did. It was like, don't do that, it often causes problems. So we're going to try to write the ISO to the USB drive again, but in a different way. Trying it on a third computer. What are we on with Windows? 12%. Here we go again. Now with the addition of Strong Bulldog Fruit. Using Windows here is just reminding me why I use a Mac. It's mostly the little things, like using the trackpad is just a pain compared to using this one. And the one problem that we're trying to solve is scrolling doesn't work because there's no mouse driver, and we're trying to update it and it gave us a BIOS update. Like, normal people have to do this. Like, this is just scary. I went to the Dell website, looked for new drivers, it scanned automatically with some horrible program that I just automatically downloaded and ran. And it's like, here's a BIOS update, click here. And then there was like, after I'd clicked OK, there was no going back, and it restarted, and now it's flashing a new BIOS. You think this is like this is not an acceptable user experience. Whereas you get a Mac, scrolling works, and you don't have to update the BIOS. Just the little things. I've just turned it back on, and I've immediately got like notifications from Cortana, or however you pronounce this name in a northern accent, asking me if I want to give it a shot. Like, I don't know what this is, I don't want it, and OneDrive asking me to use free online storage. The Dell website just moans that they don't support Windows 10, just like if you bought a Dell computer, you need to upgrade if you want everything to work properly with a new operating system. Nothing works well together. I mean, I'm not saying Macs are great, I disagree with a lot of the decisions they're making lately, but in comparison to the alternative, I'm happy to stick with this platform for now. What I'm going to do is just choose manual drivers based on Windows 8. Probably don't want Dell Quickset application, whatever that is, sounds horrible. BIOS, we just updated that somehow. So let's ignore that one. Chipset. Why do I have to be responsible for updating chipset drivers? I don't even know what these things would do. Do I want chipset underscore Intel underscore W8 underscore A00 underscore setup hyphen 0D9RJ underscore ZPE.exe? I don't know. I want a mouse driver though, and maybe a graphics driver as well. I'm back in 1998. Choose the folder to unzip files to, and it's gone straight in the C drive there. Great. Folder doesn't exist. Okay, create it. Look at this. This is on Windows 10. Although it's easier to use because you can see what's actually a button and what's not. I'm not a fan of how like flat and minimal Windows 10 is. Everything's just white with some text, and you don't know what you can click and what they want you to click. Where's it gone? Is it this? It says right down there, successful. I can't actually see the thing anywhere. Oh, there it is, just behind. Like, why not? Oh, I can't deal with this. Will it run it automatically? Thinking about it makes a change. It's actually telling me it's doing something. Usually I just have to trust it. You just sit and wait. Oh no, it stopped.
Are you expecting anything to happen?
I would expect it to run the thing that I just unzipped.
Maybe that's the installation. That was it.
It can't be it. Oh god. It just unzipped this. What am I meant to do? Oh, there it is. It was just being slow. Probably agree. View the system requirements. What if I... That's just not readable. Like, look at this. And I can't scroll yet because that's what I'm trying to make work. I can barely imagine a worse experience for somebody who's like just got a computer. Granted, a new one would work a bit better with Windows 10. This is quite a few years old, but still. Okay, that's restarting. Let's check on Linux. I would like to say Linux is fine, but this is causing similar headaches. For example, the screen's just black. Okay, Ubuntu login, and I seem to just overwrite a character when I press space. Great, this is working. Perfect, we can probably just SSH into this now. We've given up with Windows, we're going to try Ubuntu on here. I mean, my parents only really want a web browser. Linux is probably fine. We'll install this and I'll let them try it out tomorrow. But it's 11 o'clock now. Of course, we've been up since 6:30 this morning, so it's probably a good idea to go to bed sometime soon. Good night, I'll see you in the morning after a night back in my own bed. Thanks for watching.